Okay, so as you can see, my skin has a lot of red marks on it. You should have seen it lately. My skin just got so bad out of nowhere. I feel like it really had to do with like me just changing my skincare routine so much out of nowhere. You know, like if it's not broken, don't fix it. I never listened to that at all. I always just want to put like a million new products on my face for no reason whatsoever, and then this happens. It was like very, very, very congested, very like textured, very bumpy, like gross. I hated it. I had to extract every little thing because it was just bothering me so much. My skin is completely flat and smooth now. There are no like breakouts or acne or anything. There's just a lot of like redness left over. It was a lot worse. There was like scabs and stuff. Like I really like overly extracted my face. Like I'll admit it, you shouldn't touch your face like that, but sometimes I literally can't control myself. We're all human, we make mistakes, right? So yeah, this is like pretty much what I'm left with right now. I'm not happy with it at all. It's definitely like at least 50% better, like the redness. I've been trying some stuff at night to heal it. If you guys have any tips, please let me know. Also for this right here, this is like a super deep indented scar. I had something like removed off my face a few months ago because a dermatologist told me I should. So I did it, and she like literally promised me that it would be like a tiny little like white line kind of scar, like nothing noticeable at all, but it is very, very red and indented. Like there's like literally a hole in my face, like you know those like chicken pox scars. Like I have one right here. I don't know if you could see it like in the light. It's like a hole in my forehead. That's because I scratched a chicken pox off when I was a kid. And that's exactly what I have here. And I asked her before I had it done, I was like, is that gonna happen? And she was like, no, 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 not at all. But it did, so I'm like really confused. If you guys have any tips for that, please let me know, because I really want to get rid of it. It's like bothering me so much. I don't know why. It's like almost worse than like the little cyst that was there. It's just very noticeable. And the reason why my hair is so like shiny and tied up is because I just dyed it with henna last night, and it always makes my hair like super, super hydrated, almost like oily for the first few washes, so I just like tie it up. But anyway, let's get on to the tutorial. This is super, super easy, and I don't know, I feel like it's a little trick of mine that I've discovered since my skin has been acting crazy. There wasn't a foundation that was like good enough for me. I don't know why. Like everything that I had in my collection, everything I was trying, if it was like full coverage, I would have to put a lot for it to like really cover up everything, and like it just looks super, super cakey, and I just don't like that look. You guys know me, like I like to look dewy and healthy and glowy and like skin. So I was experimenting with so many different things for like an everyday kind of makeup, because that's what I needed, like just something for me to walk out the door and feel confident with my skin again, because it's just not the same as it used to be, so I wanted it to look good. And this is what I've been doing, and I swear by it. It's seriously like my favorite routine so far. I don't know why. When I tell you guys, you're gonna be like... So basically, I've been using the Born This Way concealer. I don't really like the foundation that much. It's good. It's not the best foundation in the world. This concealer as a foundation is literally like out of this world. I don't know why. I don't know if that's just my opinion or it just works good on my skin. But seriously, something about it looks amazing to me. It just covers up so well without it looking cakey at all. It almost doesn't look like I have anything on my face whatsoever, especially on the days that I wear like a very, very tiny amount. Like it just depends on how bad my skin looks, because lately, like I've said, it's been crazy. But I think right now I could get away with just putting a small amount and it covering up pretty well. So I kind of just wanted to show you guys how that looks, because I know there are so many people out there with skin problems, and it's really hard to find a good foundation that's going to cover you well, last all day, and not look like you have cake face, like you have so much foundation on and you're clearly trying to cover your acne or your scarring or whatever. And this just doesn't look like that at all, and everything else I tried kind of did. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm taking the shade Light first, and what I'm gonna do is just dot that on every single like red mark that I have. And I'm really not using a lot because I only dipped it in once, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna do, I think, this time around for my face. Like that's it. This is so much less than the amount you would normally put for foundation, at least for me. Like I put a full pump or 2 pumps and I like slather that all over my skin, and this is just a lot less. And also, this isn't that crazy high coverage to begin with. It's not like super thick, it's not heavy, it doesn't really have that much full coverage. It's like medium coverage, I think, but it just, I don't know. It's very buildable, it's very beautiful, I love it. So I'm just gonna dot that where I feel like I need it. This is like the first step. You could do this like a few times if it doesn't cover well. And next, I just take a Zoeva flat top foundation brush. You can use any flat top brush. This is just my favorite because it's so like wide, like big. And I just like pounce this onto my skin. And I feel like the trick to get like good full coverage and make it look more skin-like, I don't know if this is just like my imagination, but when you press the brush onto your skin, first of all, you want to hold it like kind of close to this part, like kind of close to the brush and not like over here, because this gives you more control. And you want to like pounce it lightly, not like hit your skin super hard and like swipe, because that'll like move the foundation away, but you want to just like tap it like that, like barely touching it but still blending it at the same time. This is exactly what I do every single day since I've been having these skin issues, and it's just been working so well for me. So this is what I do all over my face as the first step with the concealer. And this concealer matches me pretty well, I think, in this shade. As you can see, that covered those areas pretty well. And that's actually like the worst side of my face. Like this side is much less red than this side. So that was pretty impressive because I just used like the tiniest amount of product and you can't really see anything. And you can't tell like that I have foundation on or concealer. I just usually take whatever's left on my brush and kind of just blend that on my nose because I don't need much on my nose, and also I feel like foundation and concealer always just wipes away on my nose so fast. So I don't like putting too much coverage on my nose. And yeah, I just basically did that all over my face. It's so easy, but there is like a technique to it. I don't know, like I said, it does matter like how you hold your brush and like how you even like pounce it onto your skin. It's weird. So next what I do is I just take a look at where I might have some leftover redness on my face. I see a little tiny bit right here and right there. So I'm going to take my like under eye concealer shade. This is the shade Very Fair. And because these spots are so red, I'm going to go in with like a little bit of a lighter concealer. Just a very tiny amount. I completely forgot to mention that I had no primer on whatsoever underneath this. I just like to keep my face very, very, very hydrated before doing this. So I just use a super thick moisturizer. That's all I do when I do this routine. Of course, you can do anything you want. You can use like a silicone-based primer to really fill in your pores, whatever your skincare needs are. But I just care about it looking like my skin without it having those red spots. That's literally all I care about because this is like an everyday look. I'm not trying to look like totally airbrushed, flawless, anything like that. I'm just trying to look like it's my skin but better. So this is a close-up of the skin. As you can see, it looks pretty like flawless, like not really, but I covered up like all the redness and that's what I cared about. And it still looks like skin and it looks healthy and glowy and hydrated and not like super matte or cakey or anything like that. And that's exactly the look that I was going for. So I guess I'm just going to show you the rest of my routine. I might as well since I'm going to do it right now anyway. So next what I like to do is take my MAC Fix Plus and spray that all over my face. And while this is drying, I just go in and do my eyebrows and my lips and then the rest of my face once it's dry. So I'm just going to spray this on really quick, do my eyebrows and my lips because that's like the same in every single video. And then I'm going to come back on and show you what I do for the rest of my skin. I almost forgot to do my under eye concealer. Wow. That is a no in my book. So I just take the same concealer in the shade Very Fair and I like so lightly dot it around like that. This is not any like highlighting and contouring or anything like that. And then I take my 3D HD Sigma Kabuki brush and I just very lightly pat that underneath my eye. I don't set the concealer around my face at all. I don't know why. I just don't feel like I need to. I could do it like a little bit around my nose. That's like where I get oily, and I obviously do it underneath my eyes. I'm just taking my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder in a Luxie tapered highlighter brush and just dusting that very lightly underneath my eye. I'm using like such minimal products with this look. This is just what I like to do when my skin is acting up, because I feel like it makes it look less cakey and more like I have clear skin naturally, and not like I just wish I had clear skin, so I'm trying really hard to cover it up, you know what I mean? So I could just do like around my nose a little bit. Okay, so I just filled in my brows and put a little bit of gloss on, and next I'm gonna go on and show you how I do the rest of my face. So these steps are just super simple. This is just to give some life to my face, some color, because your girl is Casper's first cousin, you know what I'm saying? So I just take Too Faced Sun Bunny Natural Bronzer. This is like my favorite to use lately. I don't know why, I just really like it. I mix these two and it just gives you a very nice sheen to the skin, like a golden glow. And I just love it. If you like something more matte, they have their milk chocolate bronzers and their chocolate bronzers. Those are amazing, and they literally smell like chocolate, and they're very matte. But you know me, I like to glow. So this is what I'm going to be using. I actually have been starting with my jaw, because I just take the majority of the product there and I drag it down my neck just so that everything matches, because sometimes I can get a little crazy and like miss our necks and look like we have a nice foundation line. So I like to just hit my jawline and my neck really quick first, just so that I don't forget. And I feel like that's basically the only reason why I do it first, is because I always forget. Lately with my bronzers, I don't like swipe it around my face anymore, and I learned this from watching Patrick Ta. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's like an amazing makeup artist. He does a ton of celebrities, and I just love the way he makes skin look. It's just flawless and glowy and natural and everything. So I don't go like this anymore. I tap it like and buff it in a little bit. Like I'm doing more like patting motions. And he said, I think he said that this is best because you don't like disturb the makeup. You ever notice, like especially if you have like skin problems like me, that when you like put your foundation on and then you go in like with your bronzer, even if you set your foundation, you go in with your bronzer and you go like this to contour or whatever, and it like moves your foundation, and then you can start to see your blemishes again. Like it totally defeats the purpose of all the coverage that you just did. That is like basically why I do this, and because I feel like it just looks better, especially when I go over areas where I know I really needed like the coverage. I super lightly tap over it with my bronzer. This will just help your skin look as flawless as possible. I'm going to be taking a little bit of my Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess, the cap broke off, and just hit the very corners of my cheek. I don't even know how to talk right now. I'm going to place that like right where your cheekbones begin, like the very hollow areas, to kind of just give myself a little help here. And you want to blend your bronzer pretty well into your hairline so that it looks like you're naturally got that glow, you know what I'm saying? And next, this is my favorite part of the entire look. I'm taking my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, and I'm going to use these two shades. First I'm going to use Incandescent, which is the shade in the middle right here, and I'm just going to highlight everywhere I normally would highlight, and maybe even more, just to make my skin look that much better and draw the attention away from my issues, like I do with everything else in life. And yeah, I'm just going to strobe the out of this face right here, girl. I really like to get it good on these neck of the woods right here. Just looks like your skin is like glossy, you know, like just very beautiful. When you haven't filmed in 9 years and don't know how to talk. So next what I do is I take this dim light shade right here, like the bronzier highlighter, and I use the same exact brush. This is my favorite, by the way. It's at the moment it's my favorite. It's the Morphe M509, and I just swirl that pretty good in there. And then I kind of go a little bit under the highlight and where I bronzed, just to add more of a glow, like a glowier bronzer, even though I did already use a glowy bronzer. I don't know why I do this, honestly. I don't even know if it really does anything. I think I tell myself it does, so I think that's what matters in life, you know, whatever you tell yourself, like that's what matters. All I just did was apply some Makeup Forever Excessive Lash Mascara, which I love so much. This is like one of my favorite mascaras of all time. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. So next I'm just going to take my Fix Plus again and literally drown my skin in this. You can judge me all you want. Maybe you don't like Fix Plus, but let me tell you, I love this stuff so much. I just got it like not too long ago. Problems, I have them. So this is it up close. As you can see, my scar cannot be covered because it's a hole in my face. But the rest of it, I think, in my opinion, looks pretty good. I know it's not the most flawless skin in the world, but you saw the condition of it when we began, and we really did not put too much product on my face today. Not at all, just a little bit of dots of concealer here and there. It really wasn't a big deal, and I feel like it really does still look like skin to me, which is so important for me. Don't know why, just is. Maybe you don't care. Go for the Kat Von D Full Coverage Lock-It Tattoo Foundation then. I personally really love it. I think it's the best technique that I found for my skin type. I really hope this helps you guys in any way. Even if you don't have the Born This Way concealer, maybe something similar like the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, even something from the drugstore like that, I feel like would work. Anything that isn't super thick and more of like a medium coverage with like a wand, I feel like these work better rather than like those like pot concealers that are super thick. I've tried this with like the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer and that was a little too thick. It was just like a lot of trial and error, and I feel like this really worked the best. So if you guys know any dupes for this, like drugstore, leave it down below in the comments for everybody to see, because I personally don't know of any, but I really haven't tried all the makeup out in the world. So yeah, I really hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much, more than you know. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that little bell button so you can get notified when I do upload, because YouTube is shady and decides to not tell people anymore that I upload. Give this video a big thumbs up if you did like it, and I will see you guys next time.